So a buddy of mine said, you're going out to ride your brand new 2024 Road Glide. And he said, I don't want to see any videos on this. I don't want you in some sort of accident. I want you to focus on getting to know the bike. Like I couldn't share this with you guys. Impossible. Let's roll. Well, I am out on my brand new Road Glide, and I thought I would take you for the first ride and let you enjoy it with me. Hopefully, I appreciate all the fantastic comments about the bike. I'm super excited about it. My friends are nauseated by as much as I'm talking about it and many pictures as I've shown of the bike. So I'm being a little bit careful and trying not to be too nauseating, especially to my good buddies. So, but I appreciate their support. You know, I've always said, and we'll get on the topic here in a minute, that the police right there are looking at my new sharp white bike and hopefully not turning around. That would be bad. I do appreciate, and I've always said this, if you have good news to share, if you have a friend that's not as excited about it as you are, that's the wrong friend. Words of advice from BoDean 52. So, thought I would take you on one of my favorite roads. This is a pretty big road for motorcyclists to come down here, so it's against the law, so I would be awful if I told any other riders that were coming down here to slow down, but I wouldn't do that. But I think there's a couple things that I want to get out of this ride is, one, getting to know and enjoy the bike, but I think there's a couple things that are important. And since I'm on this road, which is one of my favorite roads, I'm going to talk about handling. I really wanted to understand today how the bike handles. It is 100 pounds less. If you're new to the channel, I had a Road Glide Limited prior to this. It also has a 117 in it compared to a 114, even though I had a Sage 2. So it's about the same power. But, you know, to me, it's just getting used to how the bike handles. And so the twistiest road in Michigan is this one, believe it or not. So I'm out just trying to see how the bike does. Just trying to be a little bit careful on some of these turns, but I can tell already that with not only the weight, but how this bike is, kind of how I sit on it, boy, you can run it pretty tight. And I'm not necessarily one of those guys, but you know, there's sometimes that I don't mind taking a corner, right? So it is fine. As you can see, I'm able to hug this pretty easy, although I'm only doing 31 miles an hour. So. But it is, to me, handling is one of the most important things. I think the other thing is, obviously, safety. You know, most of us are experienced riders, so we feel comfortable riding the motorcycle. But you also want to make sure, hey, the mirror's set up right. How's the braking? You know, how do I feel riding it? Do I feel like I can handle it? You know, we just talked a little bit about, you know, how the steering is and can you have control of the bike, but you always want to make sure that you're in full control of your motorcycle. And this one is really easy to get used to, super comfortable with it. So I think safety is also critical. And I think the third thing that I'm trying to get out of it today, and I'm being really careful, because you know the whole break-in Harley motor thing, and I know it's pretty much every bike, but I got to look it up because I think the bike in the manual said 500 or 600 miles for break-in. And, you know, of course, you talk to the dealership and they're telling you, don't keep it on cruise control, stay out of sport mode, you know, try to vary your speeds, don't get over 3,500. You know, they give you a whole spiel, which I'm not a mechanic, so I've always assumed that's the right thing to do. If you are a mechanic, why do we do that? I know it's to break in the motor, but give me a little more specifics, will you? But it is really hard not to put this thing in sport mode, which I did when I test rode one. It wasn't this bike. Obviously, I was careful with the bike from a dealership, but I definitely wanted to see how it acted. And this thing is a beast in sport mode. So it's something that I definitely got to get used to. But I'm kind of being careful until I get that go-ahead that I can really be a little more aggressive riding. But definitely want to make sure that I get used to not only the bike, but that it has the power that I wanted. And that's only one of the reasons that I bought the bike In addition to not necessarily needing to do a whole bunch of upgrades on it. And those of you that know me, you're laughing, but I'm telling you, trust me, it's going to happen. I'm not going to be doing a lot on this bike because I don't have to. But I will tell you that those three things are what I wanted to get out of it today. And there's one other thing I've learned is when you got a nice new white bike that's blacked out, everybody that pulls up next to you is looking, which is kind of nice. A lot of people giving you the thumbs up, and really kind of cool to have a new bike. But and that's not what I bought it for. But I will tell you this: when I get off it and I walk away, you're damn right I'm looking back. It's that type of bike. Thanks, folks, for taking the first voyage with me on this. I definitely appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. A lot more content coming on the bike as the weather breaks here a little bit in Michigan. Got 4 of my best friends on the planet. We have a trip planned coming up. I think it's going to be August or later in the summer that we're going to be all on, and we're excited about that. Somebody reached out to me yesterday and said, hey, let's go to North Carolina. And so a ton of opportunities to take some big trips with some friends. Look forward to sharing those with you, showing you some destinations, and just talking motorcycles with you guys. Because I'll tell you what, somebody said to me the other day they appreciate my channel, and I got to tell you what, I get much more out of this than you guys do. And I'm not just trying to be humble. The friendships that I have gotten, the people that I have met, the stuff I've learned about motorcycles is a ton more than I could ever get back. So I'm just appreciative of you guys. Be safe out there. Hey, check on a friend. Make sure that you're not having too many cocktails or cocktails at all when you're riding, because I want you safe like everybody. But make sure you're safe out there. Hey, check on a friend. You never know when they may need it. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Talk soon. Peace.